Hello and welcome to Save the Sitar. Today we are going to continue our latest series, In the Footsteps of the Masters, a quest of mastering the tabla. So we start with the first of Ustad Karamatullah Khan's tabla lessons, the basic strokes. In this lesson we are introduced to the basic tabla strokes or bowls, which will form the backbone of the rest of this book. So welcome to episode 1, the basic strokes.
First of all, before we dive into the lesson itself, we should talk about the big idea about tabla playing. Well, when a person plays the tabla, he or she is really playing different strokes which combine together, just like handwriting is made up of many different letters which combine together to make something meaningful. But just like every person's handwriting is different, every tabla player's playing style is different too.
While we're still on the topic of handwriting, let's talk about the tabla gharanas or schools. The main ones are Delhi, Ajrara, Lucknow, Punjab, Banaras and Farrukhabad. Ustad Karamatullah Khan comes from the Farrukhabad tabla gharana.
Tabla players from one gharana are like people who have been taught how to write in roughly the same style, even though the basic letters, which are bowls over here, remain the same throughout all of the gharanas. But over here, our handwriting metaphor fails us because each gharana has its own repertoire, which is often jealously guarded from all outsiders.
Even though playing styles and tabla patterns vary from gharana to gharana, the basic bowls remain the same despite small variations in the way they are played. For example, Ustad Karamatullah Khan's gharana, the Farrukhabad tabla gharana, favors more open and resonant strokes on the baya compared to most other gharanas, like this. In comparison to
Before learning the strokes, you should know the anatomy of the tabla. So this is the baya and this is the daya. Both have the sayahi or this black part roughly in the middle. Baya means left in Urdu while daya means right. The sur is this part of the daya which is adjacent to the sayahi.
Then we have gotten the kinar. The kinar is the outermost part of the daya, right over here, rather yellowy over here. So, in most Indian tablas, there is a large and distinct kinar, while in Pakistani tablas, this is usually not so. As you can see, we have a very thin kinar. That is why if you own a Pakistani tabla, like us, use common sense and play the kinar strokes on the outer part of the sur, right over here.
Now that you know the basic anatomy of the tabla, let's talk about the strokes. These strokes have been shown with pictures in the booklet, but we'll talk about them here too.
So let us start with Tha. It is a combination of Te and Ta and is played with both hands. Then we have gotten Ta, where the first finger pivots on the third and fourth fingers, which slightly dampens the sound of the stroke. It is played on the kinar. Then Ghe, in which you play with your second and third fingers while pressing your wrist downward a bit. Then we have gotten Te, in which your second and third fingers strike the syahi of the daya. Then we've gotten Te, in which your first finger strikes the syahi, just like Te almost. Then we have gotten Tu, in which the first finger rebounds quickly after striking the syahi of the daya. Then we have gotten Kat. Kat is played by bringing your whole hand down on the baya. And this is Ke or Ka, which is like Kat but not with your hand lifting up. Rather, it is only played by rotating your wrist.
So these are the bowls in lesson 1. They must be memorized if you want to play the tabla, even though more will be added to this list of bowls later on. For now, these are a good base to start with.
If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe to Save the Sitar.
We hope to see you soon in our next segment in the series, in which we will discuss this lesson, the basic